Hi everyone, it's Giselle with a message for today. And today I wanted to share some more energies that have been shown to me through external circumstances with people close to me, but also through readings and healings that I've done for my clients. And a pattern that I've been seeing more and more, especially lately, with the masculines that either are in my life or that, people have inquired about in readings and healings is that whoever has instability or built their lives on flimsy and very unstable foundations, built on fear-based foundations and karmic energies, that these are now needing to come down. And this message has come about before, but now it's even stronger. Things do come in waves. Certain times things do repeat. Like with me, I sometimes don't understand why I've already healed something and then a few years later it comes back, but in a more concentrated form where I have to spend even more time healing it and getting it out of my energy. Well, this is happening with a ton of masculines and also a lot of divine masculines who are on this twin flame path, who have been not paying attention or tried to run away from their soul's mission and their soul's calling. They can't do that anymore. You can no longer continue on your path. If you've been building it on lies, on fear-based thoughts, then it no longer can continue on. And it's a scary thing for a lot of people. A lot of people are feeling that their lives are being torn upside down, that their comfort blanket is being ripped away from them. But this is something that has to happen. And for a lot of divine feminines, this has already happened and possibly more than once, continued to happen over and over until we have completely released and surrendered and let go and said, you know what, if you want my comfort blanket so much and it is no longer serving, then do take it away. We have to get ourselves to this point of surrender, to this point of, okay, fair enough, we can no longer continue on this path because it's no longer serving us at all, really. And yeah, for many people, it's not easy. It's a scary thing. It's, quite disorienting. It feels like you have no sense of direction for a while, and it can be really scary. But what your spiritual guidance is trying to say to you is it's okay. Give in to allowing the universe to pave the way for you and stop trying to control something when it no longer serves. A lot of the masculines that I've been experiencing in my life have been shaken up by the news that their foundations are not solid enough to continue on with, and that the reason for their sadness and for them feeling empty is because they are on the wrong path. And what do you do when this happens? You cannot build another story on top of a building that's already on rocky foundations. you're just going to have to start from scratch. Everything's going to have to be knocked down first. And only then can you start building things the way that you want them to be. People too often just act out of fear and try to hold on for dear life to a life that is unfulfilling, often to partners that are no longer supposed to be with them. A lot of people don't seem to understand the purpose of connections. They think that every person they potentially, well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people that come into their lives and that they meet are meant to be there for long-term romantic relationships and connections, but a lot of the time they're not. And especially if the energies don't match and if they're energetically off, then they shouldn't be forcing to try and make this fit. I had to have quite a stern talking to one of my friends, and I've had to tell them that they are trying to force a square peg into a round hole and it's not going to fit. Stop trying to make something fit when it clearly doesn't. And when something has run its time, run its course and the time has elapsed, for that event, just be grateful that it happened, but be ready to move forwards, to move on to bigger and better things. Don't do yourself a disservice by trying to fight for something that is just a lost cause. And many masculines are going through this. I can feel it collectively. I see it in readings. I get it from people's healing requests. I even see people in my real life going through this. And it's not easy, but it's something that has to be done. It's the rocky foundations, the unstable, flimsy foundations that will have to be demolished first in order for something sturdy, something worthwhile, something worth investing in to be built. And a lot of them, the masculines, are having to face the truth now. And the truth isn't an easy thing to face, and it often hurts. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you feel like you've not been authentic to yourself. And this is another thing I told one of my friends, is that they've been deceiving their soul. And at first they looked at me quite shocked, going, oh my goodness, that sounds really bad. Well, it isn't a good thing, no. But the good news is that you're now aware of it. And so that you can actually get onto the right path, because a lot of people ignore their souls and their souls are screaming at them saying, please listen to me. You are on the wrong path. This is why people feel sad and down and depressed and like their life has no meaning. They feel so unfulfilled and lost. And it's because they are trying to force a narrative, to continue building a life that is not for them. And they're afraid of releasing what they've got in case they lose it all. But what they're not understanding is there are so much greater things that they can have, that they need to finally allow into their lives. You are not going to lose everything to be left with nothing. You may have to give up something in order to switch it up for something better. As long as you follow your soul's guidance, you are going to upgrade, not downgrade. And this is something that the divine masculines are coming to understand. It's a hard lesson to learn, but it needs to be learned. It needs to happen now so that they can finally move into the correct energy. And if they've agreed to be with their divine feminines, which I feel most people who are drawn to this channel have that in common, then that will happen for them. That you were meant to work together in harmony, but not codependently. Not in a needy way, but in a complementary way. And this is what we've all been working towards. And change shouldn't have to be a scary thing, but it should be a welcomed thing, something that is to be celebrated. And yes, the road ahead may not be very clear when that happens straight away, but they need to allow the divine to step in to guide a new path forward for them. And often that path will lead them to their happiness, but they need to relinquish the old in order for their happiness to finally come in for them. So I thought I would share this with you and hope that it gives you some inspiration and positivity in your life on your journey, because I know this journey is not easy. If you would like to connect with me, all the details are in the description, a link to my website. But if you would like some special offers, I am offering 25% full session bundles for healings, readings, and channeled messages or love letters. Well, channeled messages are love letters and vice versa, really. It just depends who you get your message from. And yeah, there's also 40% off 10 session bundles for those 3 as well. I thank you all so very much for watching and have a beautiful day. Namaste.